Sons of the Forest can be a brutal and difficult survival experience, especially if you don't know your way around the island. In order to make it on this island, you're going to need some key information, including how to craft and where to find the things that you need in order to craft the things that you need to survive, which you need to do. Early on in the game, one of the most important things that you're going to have to get to survive is rope. I'm sure you were thinking that we were going to talk about finding things like food or water. Nah, those are all boring. Today, it's rope. My name is Ethan for the Gamer, and today I'm going to teach you how to find rope in Sons of the Forest. In order to survive in the wilderness, you're gonna need to find some rope. Rope is used to craft a variety of different items in Sons of the Forest, and all of them are pretty much essential to your survival. It's also something that you'll need to find when exploring. So, we've got some tips and locations on where you can find some rope. Now, there is a lot to explore in Sons of the Forest, and rope can be found in different locations around the map. You should never be too far from rope, but hopefully these pointers send you in the right direction. Now, thankfully, rope is actually located in lots of different places. You might even get so lucky as to loot some rope right away from your spawn chests. It's important when you spawn into the game that you check all of the chests around your crash area and loot everything you can. This can be a great place to find some rope, as well as other important things. Now, depending on where you spawn, you shouldn't be that far away from somewhere that has at least 2 or 3 piles of rope. This is probably the easiest way to get rope quickly at the start of the game. For example, in the Snowy Mountain spawn, you can head north of the crash site and find a cave and 2 tents. There's plenty of rope there. If you spawn on the southern beach, you can head just to the northwest and look for the cave entrance, marked on your map by the little cave. Likewise, at any of the other spawns, rope is usually available pretty quickly, as it's a key component for crafting the bow. If you're looking for the recipe for crafting the bow, we made an entire crafting guide on our YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out. Other places you can find rope would be nearby cannibal camps, crash sites, caves, and other points of interest on the map. Now let's talk about cannibal camps, because this is an interesting one. The cannibal camps are not actually marked on the map, which means you'll need to stumble across one. These are also where you go when you die for the first time on normal mode. So if you're having trouble finding rope at the start of the game, one thing you can do is just die, and then you'll spawn at the cannibal camp, where you can loot the camp, including getting some rope. These camps usually have a lot of valuable items, so anytime you do die or stumble across one, it could be a good chance to loot the camp and find some goodies. There's some pretty sweet stuff in all of the cannibal camps. I mentioned crash sites earlier, and there's lots of different crash sites on the map. You'll end up encountering them as part of the clearing out of the map and hunting for other members of your team. You can find these by searching for the exclamation marks on the map. These areas typically have more bags to search, as well as your fallen comrades that can have useful gear. Anytime you encounter a crash site, make sure you take the time to do a thorough search of everything and get all the sweet loot that you can. The last thing of note here are 3D printer rooms. If you follow the green pulsing icons on your map, you'll be led to an area where a 3D printer is available. Again, you can find more information on these 3D printer rooms in our crafting guide. Like the other point of interest, it's worth checking out the surrounding area and around the buildings for rope. All of these locations I mentioned today are great places where you can find the rope and start onto your track to surviving the wilderness. There you have it, all of the tips and tricks you need to know in order to find rope in Sons of the Forest. Hopefully this guide helped you out, and be sure to check out some of the other videos that we have, and check out thegamer.com for all things gaming, and we'll see you in the next one.